If I asked you, what is the most powerful money-making machine ever created? Some people would say real estate, others would say technology, some might even say artificial intelligence. But the real answer has been hiding in plain sight for more than 200 years. The United States stock market, a financial system so powerful that it has created more wealth than any other market in human history. It has turned small startups into trillion-dollar companies. It has made ordinary employees into millionaires. It has built retirement funds, created billionaires, funded life-changing inventions, and shaped the global economy. But it has also wiped out fortunes overnight, destroyed companies that once seemed unstoppable, and reminded the world again and again that nothing rises forever. Every single trading day, trillions of dollars move through the US stock market. When Apple announces a new product, the market reacts. When Nvidia reports earnings, the market reacts. When the Federal Reserve changes interest rates, the entire world pays attention. Whether you live in New York, London, Tokyo, or anywhere else, there's a good chance the US stock market affects your life more than you realize. Your retirement account, your pension, your ETF, your mutual fund, even the economy you live in. They're all connected. But here's something that surprises most people. Almost everyone knows how to buy a stock. Very few people understand what actually happens after they press the buy button. Where does the money go? Who sells you that share? Who decides its price? Why does one company gain $100 billion in value in a single day, while another loses everything? Who actually controls Wall Street? Is it billionaires, banks, the government, or is it something much bigger? And here's the biggest question of all. If investing is one of the greatest ways to build long-term wealth, why do so many people still lose money? Over the next few minutes, we're going to answer every one of those questions, not with boring textbook definitions, but by breaking down the US stock market exactly the way it works in the real world. We'll start with the basics. Then, we'll go deeper into how Wall Street operates behind the scenes. You'll understand why companies go public, how IPOs work, who really moves stock prices, why markets crash, how billionaires invest, how traders think, why ETFs became one of the biggest investing revolutions ever, how options work, why artificial intelligence is changing Wall Street, and what the future of the market could look like over the next decade. By the end of this documentary, you won't just know what a stock is, you'll understand the entire system. The people, the psychology, the opportunities, the risks, and the invisible engine that powers the world's largest financial market. So let's start with the most important question. Before anyone can buy a stock, before Wall Street, before the New York Stock Exchange, before billion-dollar companies, what exactly is a stock? And why would any company willingly sell part of itself to complete strangers? Imagine you have an idea. Not just any idea, an idea that could change the world. Let's say you've built a revolutionary electric vehicle. People love the prototype. Investors are interested. Customers are waiting. The problem isn't the idea. The problem is money. Building one prototype is possible. Building 10,000 cars is a completely different challenge. You need factories, engineers, machines, supply chains, marketing, research, new technology, and all of that costs billions of dollars. So what are your options? You could borrow money from a bank, but banks expect every dollar to be paid back with interest. Whether your business succeeds or fails, you could find a billionaire willing to invest, but that billionaire might demand a huge amount of control over your company. Or you could do something completely different. You could invite the public to become owners, not by giving away your entire business, but by selling small pieces of it. Those pieces are called shares. Think of a company as a giant pizza. If the pizza has 1 million slices, each slice represents a tiny piece of ownership. Buying one slice doesn't make you the CEO. It doesn't let you walk into headquarters and start giving orders, but it does make you an owner, however small that ownership may be. Now imagine your company becomes wildly successful. Revenue grows, profits increase. Millions of customers buy your products. As the business becomes more valuable, those tiny slices become more valuable too. That's why investors buy stocks. They're not buying a logo. They're not buying a ticker symbol. They're buying a claim on a real business, its future, its growth, its profits. This is where many beginners get confused. They think the stock market is simply a place where prices go up and down. It's not. At its core, the stock market is a marketplace for ownership. Every stock represents a real company with real employees, real products, real customers, and real financial results. The numbers you see on your screen are simply the market's opinion of what that business is worth at that moment. Sometimes that opinion is accurate. Sometimes it's wildly wrong. And that's where opportunities and risks begin. But here's another question. If a company sells shares to raise money, who decides how much those shares are worth? Why is one company valued at a few $1 million, while another is worth trillions? Why can a stock rise 20% in a single day or fall just as fast? The answer has almost nothing to do with the company itself, and almost everything to do with one force that has shaped every market in history: supply and demand. Every second the market is open, millions of people are making one simple decision: buy or sell. That's it. No matter how complex Wall Street may seem, every price movement begins with those two words: buy, sell. Imagine there's a company called Future Tech. It has exactly 1 million shares available to trade. Yesterday, investors believed the company was worth about $100 per share. Then something happens. The company announces a breakthrough AI chip that's twice as powerful as anything on the market. Suddenly, everyone wants to own a piece of Future Tech. Thousands of buy orders start pouring in, but there's a problem. The number of shares hasn't changed. There are still only 1 million shares. When more people want to buy than sell, buyers begin competing against each other. One investor says, "I'll pay $101. Another says, "I'll pay $102. Someone else jumps in, "I'll pay $105. Nothing about the company changed in those few seconds. The factory didn't get bigger. The CEO didn't build another product. The company's profits didn't suddenly double. The only thing that changed was what people were willing to pay. Now flip the situation. Imagine Future Tech reports terrible earnings. Revenue is falling. Customers are leaving. The CEO resigns unexpectedly. Suddenly, everyone wants out. Investors rush to sell, but buyers disappear. One seller says, "I'll take $98. Another responds, "I'll sell for $95. Minutes later, someone panics. "I don't care anymore. Just get me out at $90. Again. The business didn't shrink by 10% in a single afternoon. The market's opinion changed. And that's an important distinction.